Yes, people, I'm a little bit under the weather today, but we keep it moving and we keep improving. So these are the 5 mistakes I made that kept me fat and overweight during my journey. Number one, I relied on willpower and motivation. So when you first start your journey, you're excited, you get all your new gym wear, you get all your Tupperware, you're watching YouTube, watching videos, and you're all motivated, ready to go. And that can last up to a week, it could last up to a month, it could last up to a month and a half. But there's going to be bumps in the road where you're not going to be feeling like going to the gym or feel like planning your meals or feel like carrying on this journey. But them are the days that count the most. So the days that you don't feel like going, that's when discipline kicks in and you've got to go.
I can. Say it again. Yes.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
My arms today, do some core. I'm probably go on a treadmill and do an incline walk. That's what I'm going to do a bit later. So even though I'm not feeling it, I'm not dying, I can still do a bit. I can't do heavy compound lifts today, legs, or a back workout or something like that, but I can do some arms, I can do some core, and I can do a half-hour incline walk. It's not going to kill me. So that's the difference between looking amazing and looking okay. You've got to turn up on the days you don't feel like it. Obviously in life there's going to be things that do happen. I understand them days you can't go, but the days that you know deep down you could have went, beat the inner voice in your head and go. So that's what kind of killed me off and keep me in the same place. I didn't go on the days I wasn't feeling it. So make sure you go, people. Motivation and willpower, forget that. It's all about discipline. Stay focused on that goal. The next one is overestimating the calories that you're burning. So when I first started going to the gym, I used to go on the Stairmaster for ages. I used to strength train for ages, do cardio for ages, and used to think in my head that when I do all of this cardio and do all this calorie burn, that when it comes to the weekend, I can drink more, I can eat certain things more, and it doesn't work like that. And do remember as well, these Fitbit watches and Apple watches we have, I would say they're probably 60 to 70% accurate. So if you think you burned 1,000 calories, you've burnt about 600 or 700. Do you know what I mean? So bear that in mind as well. So what I was doing before I knew all of this, I was burning all these calories, thought I worked out really hard, done all this cardio, then on the weekend I would have like a tub of Ben and Jerry's. A tub of Ben and Jerry's cookie dough is about 1,100 calories. It contains 1,100 calories inside that tub. Then I'll probably have a meal as well, a little cheap meal, like I don't know, some fries, a burger, whatever. That's another 1,000 calories. Maybe a chocolate bar, 300 calories. So all in, I've done 2,500 to 3,000 calories, and I'm back to square one on Monday. You know what I mean? So don't overestimate what you're burning. When you're in the gym is only an hour of your day. You got 23 more hours to keep moving, to still keep active, to make sure you eat the right amount of meals, get the right amount of sleep, and go again. You know what I mean? So if you're relying on that 1 hour or hour and a half that you're in the gym thinking I've burnt all these calories, you've still got 23 hours in that day to still give it your 100%. You know what I mean? That the gym's just a piece of the puzzle. So don't just focus on I've burnt this amount of calories and then do this. So bearing in mind, like I said, for me I think 10,000 steps for me, what's that in calories? I think 10,000 steps is about 500 calories, 600 calories. I get 10,000 steps over a day. So you've got to think, every time you look at certain foods, think of, if I eat this tub of Ben and Jerry's, which is 1,000 calories, I've got to walk 20,000 steps. You know what I mean? So be smarter with your food choices. So instead of eating this, throw that away, and you save time without doing more. You don't have to do all them steps. You know what I mean? Make it balance out. And that was a mistake I was making. I was compensating my calories burned and then rewarding myself with shitty foods. So that's that. Sorry, people. And the third one is underestimating calories consumed. So this is another thing I used to make a mistake with. I was eating healthy, I was on the right track, I was doing well, I was dropping weight, but I was snacking in between. I was eating a few more peanuts than what I should, because obviously peanuts are high in calories, so I could just keep picking at peanuts. I'd have a handful, and by you ate an extra 800 to 1,000 calories just in peanuts. If you work that over a week, that's 7,000 calories. I'm back in a surplus now. So be careful with what you're picking. You know what I mean? Like you eat, like I said, health. I was picking healthy stuff. You know what I mean? So just because you're eating healthy, you can still overconsume. Like remember, peanuts, avocado, peanut butter are high in fats. They're good fats, but they're still high in fat, so they've got more calories in them. So if you're a person that likes 2 avocados a day, that could bump up your calories an extra 300 a day. If you're a person that likes peanut butter in your Greek yogurt, that can bump up your calories an extra 200 a day or 150 a day. You add that over a week, that's 1,400 calories, 1,800 calories. You get what I mean? So don't underestimate what you're consuming. You know what I mean? Even after salad dressings, virgin olive oil. I was a person before, I used to just get the olive oil, pour it in my pan, throw my steak in. I was still eating healthy, but like I said, oils and fats are high in calories. So again, olive oil, peanut butter, avocado, peanuts, they're all high in calories. So be careful how you measure those things. You know, I'm not saying not to eat them, just be careful how you measure them. Don't underestimate what you're consuming. Number 4, drinking your calories. So again, when I first started my journey, I was a bit of a person that liked to party and go out on the weekends. So again, like I said earlier, I used to train really hard from, I say, on Monday to Thursday, or maybe on Monday to Friday. Then the weekend, go out with my friends, I'm drinking double brandies and cokes, taking shots, doing all of these drinks, and by you know it, like I said, you're 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 calories in the hole. You're in arrears. You know what I mean? You're back in a surplus. So by the time it gets back to Monday, back to training, you're back to square one. You haven't really been in a deficit. So you're eating healthy and doing all these things, but you're still in a surplus. You know what I mean? So don't just train from Monday to Thursday and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, write off everything. You remember, Monday to Thursday is only 57% of your health goals. If you're only training and eating well 4 days a week and not eating well the other 3, you're losing out on 43% of gains and towards your goals. You know what I mean? So try and have that mindset where you're on it every single day. I'm not saying you can't go out on the weekend, but mind what you're drinking and mind how much you're drinking. Cut down that alcohol, and if you can, cut it out completely. You know what I mean? So don't drink your calories, people. Try and not drink them calories. And this is another one I used to do, relying on strength training alone. Like I said, strength training is an amazing thing. It builds muscle, it speeds up the metabolism. It's a main contribution in fat loss, but you can't out-train a bad diet, a bad regime. And that's what I kind of did at one point. I started dropping a bit of body fat, got a bit excited, and I thought, yeah, I can consume this again. Ben and Jerry's, Five Guys, I can pick on this, I can do this, I can do that. But just because I'm training well, doing big lifts and getting my regime in, doesn't mean that I can eat loads of shit to compensate for it. And this is what I said before, you can't reward yourself with shit. Try and get out of that mindset. Like, don't think you can. This is another mistake I used to make. Every week I used to have a cheat meal every Saturday, no matter what, or Sunday, no matter what. I've got so much body fat on me at the time, I don't deserve a cheat meal. You have to earn them things. So even sometimes I would leave it for till I've dropped a stone. Let me wait till I drop a stone, £15, £16. I'll treat myself then. I can't treat myself and celebrate £2, which I'm not saying that's not a good achievement. Don't celebrate it, but you can put that back on within a weekend if you proper go for it. I'm not saying it's going to be all body fat, but I'm just saying you can put that back on within a weekend. So don't celebrate your small wins with processed shit. And that's the mistake I did. I was on a hamster wheel. It was going like this, dropping it, pulling it back on, dropping it, pulling it back on. You know what I mean? So you can't out train You can't out-train bad food habits. Plan ahead, prep your meals, keep disciplined and keep going. It's impossible to out-train bad nutrition. Like I said, sleep, a high protein regime, strength training, no stress, all these things together contribute to a great physique. But I will still say nutrition over everything. Like, you can eat well through the week and have a bad night's sleep. It doesn't matter to a degree. You can eat great and miss a gym session. You'll still be on point. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you can't have a bad day with nutrition, but I will say nutrition is the foundation of everything. I don't mess around with the nutrition. Like today, I don't feel the best. So even if I decide not to go to the gym today, my nutrition's still going to be on point. You know what I mean? I'm not going to just fall off and think, oh, I'm not going to the gym, so I'm going to eat this, I'm going to eat that, and just fall off. So I would say nutrition is the foundation of all the things I'm talking about. Sleep, strength training, getting your steps in, movement. I told ya, going to the gym is only 1 hour of 23 hours. You still got to eat well through that day. You got to get good sleep in when you get back home from work. You got to manage your stress as well. And this is a bonus tip for you. This goes to females and males. If you're in a relationship or got people around you stressing you out, you will not get into the best shape that you want. It's as simple as that. I was at my worst shape when I was in bad relationships. When I moved on from them relationships, I got into the best physique ever. It's facts. Stress causes weight gain, raises your cortisol levels. That's just facts. Google it. You know what I mean? And I'm saying that based on my experience. I wasn't in the best relationships when I was younger, and in that period of time, I was at my worst. When I got out of them relationships and moved on from them, and focused on my nutrition more, focused on that, training more, happier, stress-free, I got into the best physique ever. So sometimes you could be sleeping well, you could be eating well, you could be training well, but if you're in a wrong environment, around the wrong people, or in a toxic relationship, that can hinder and damage your physique and your goals. You hear a lot of professional bodybuilders say it as well. So, like I said, I love the principles of bodybuilding. You know what I mean? So a lot of them would say when they're in prep, going to do a show, they make sure they're in a stress-free environment. The partners they do have are solid. They leave them be to get on and crack on. They don't interrupt their prep or stress them out. You know what I mean? That's why I say sometimes nutrition and getting in shape can be a lonely road if certain people don't understand the journey. You know what I mean? So, as you can see, my voice is a mess, but I had to do this video for you guys. We keep it moving, we keep improving, be extraordinary, and dare to be different.